In the previous section, we saw that we had to manually do a refetch by clicking on this button so that we could see the newly added post. So for example, if I post something like post title and post body, hit post, you can see that a post request is actually triggered and the database is updated. But to actually see the updated item right here, we had to do a manual refetch. And this triggers a GET request, which fetches the entire list, and then that list updates the existing cache. But what if I don't want to manually fetch the data? We want React Query to do it automatically as soon as the posting operation is done. So let us see how to do that. Coming back to VS Code, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to import a hook called useQueryClient. So the useQueryClient hook gives access to the query client that we had provided at the very start inside of the index.js file. So if you remember, this is the query client that we provided to the entire application. So this useQueryClient gives us access to that. So let me invoke this first, and then I'll walk you through the process. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to invoke it right here. And this will give us access to the query client. All right. So what is the next step? I'll give you a very high overview of what we are trying to achieve. So as soon as the API call, the post API call is done, we want to tell React Query to completely invalidate everything that exists in the cache. So by doing that, React Query is going to instantaneously fetch the updated list from the database. So we can make use of the onSuccess method that React Query provides inside of the useMutation hook. So inside of here, we can make use of the query client to invalidate everything that is existing in the cache right now. So I can say query client dot invalidate queries, and the first parameter that it takes is the query key of the query that we want to invalidate. We know that this is going to be the query key that we want to invalidate, and that is it. So if I save this file, come back to the browser again, and if I say something like post title, let's say A, post body A, let me clear this out as well. And you can see that as soon as I post this, a post request is made first, right? So we have the post request right here. And as soon as that is done, there is also a GET request, which is fetching all of the posts with the updated data. And we see that instantaneously the item is being reflected at the very bottom. And this is how we can do query invalidation using React Query. But there is a way to optimize it even further. We will see how to do that in the next section.